We thank you for this day. Another day that we have gathered to deliberate on future, fortune, and progress of our state. Come and be with us from beginning to the end, and let everything that we shall discuss be in accordance to your plan for our government and for the people of this state, in Jesus' name.
Amen. Please, let's sit down. Yeah, dear colleagues, good morning, and a pleasant one to all of us. You will recall that at our last sitting, we adjourned to Tuesday, the 3rd day of June, but due to a prevailing circumstance, we decided to call this session for today and for us to sit and to enable members to also be able to prepare for an all-important event that is coming ahead. As you all are aware, this week, this house will be 2 years in office. You recall that in 2023, on June 6th, to be specific, the 7th Assembly was proclaimed. There was a proclamation made by the governor of Ekiti State and for the inauguration of the 7th Assembly. And meaning that this week, it's also the week that this 7th Assembly will be 2 years in office. And there are line-up of activities for this event. And also considering some of prevailing situations such as Salah, we have to readjust and adjust our events. When we get to that, we will discuss better. Well, let me welcome you all to the plenary session. And I will quickly want us to go through our votes and proceedings for Thursday, the 29th day of May, 2025. Votes and proceedings for Thursday, the 29th day of May, 2025. And I will quickly want us to go through it to see if there is anything that calls for amendment, or you have any observation that you want to raise on it. So I take us through page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 5, sorry. And that is the last page. In the absence of no observation, and for the fact that I have read it, and I can say that this actually represents the true state of our discussion and debate on Thursday, 29 May 2025, the votes and proceeding is hereby approved. Any message from the governor?
The Speaker of the 7th Assembly, no message from Mr. Governor.
Any other announcement? May I ask members if there is any announcement from your constituencies, any of your constituency or your committee that you want the House to know anything about? Any member with such? None. Okay. Any public petition?
The House has not received any petition, sir.
Any matter of urgent public importance?
No, as of today.
Any personal explanation?
No, sir.
Then I call on the leader of the House to take us through the order of the day. And let me also state that this plenary session is going to be very short.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Good morning, my dear colleagues. I want to welcome you to today's sitting. Right Honorable Speaker, I have the order paper for Monday, June 2nd, 2025 here with me. And on the order of the day, we have 6 items. Items 1 is the further consideration of the Quality of Care Bill 2025 at the Committee of the Whole House. Items 2 is also the further consideration of the State Commercial Motorcycle Operators Regulatory Bill 2025, also at the Committee of the Whole House. And items 3 is the consideration of the State Motor Bushers, Metal Scrap and Waste Scrap Operator Regulation Bill 2025, which also at the Committee of the Whole House. Items 4 is the consideration of the report of the Committee on Education, Science and Technology on the allegation of wrongful termination of appointment of some staff of the defunct College of Education in Ikere in the year 2001, also at the Committee of the Whole House. And item 5 is also the consideration of the internal report of the ad hoc committee on the petition alleging illegal lock-up shop of business premises at Ojumoshe area, Ado-Ekiti, by the occupants of the facility, also at the Committee of the Whole House. Item 6, which is adjournment.
Thank you, Leader of the House. Can we take us through the item 1?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. In furtherance of your directive, I will want to move the motion that this House dissolves into Committee of the Whole House to treat item 1, which is the consideration of the Quality of Care Bill 2025. I so move.
Is there any matter to be treated at plenary?
No.
None, okay. So we can, the House can stand down, can dissolve. So move the motion.
I have moved the motion that this House dissolves.
Yes, Honorable Wale Latif Akole.
Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Honorable Latif Oluola Kale, representing Ekiti East 2. I rise to second the motion that the House dissolve to Committee of the Whole House in further consideration of the Quality of Care Bill 2025 at the Committee of the Whole House. Thank you. I so second.
Those in favor that the House do dissolve to the Committee of the Whole House to continue the business of the day by considering Quality of Care Bill 2025 and also Ekiti Commercial Motorcycle Operators Regulatory Bill, and to also consider Ekiti Motor Butchers, Metal Scrap and Waste Scrap Operators Regulation Bill 2025 at the Committee of the Whole House, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. So I'm going to preside from here as the chair. So recall that we were treating the Quality of Care Bill 2025, and we had already proceeded to section 26. We have completed discussion and deliberations on section 1 to 25 on that day, before we had a stand down. And at that committee, on that day, we also asked the leader of the House, together with the Committee on It, to go and look into certain aspects, particularly the schedules, that nearly put us into confusion. I believe that report, your report is out on the assignment given. If you have it, can you just quickly take us through so that we can use that to guide our deliberations? It's a report to the Committee of the Whole House now. So,
Yes. So, the Right Honorable Speaker.
or if you have copies, can you just serve members? You have it.
Yes.
Then there is no point reading it. It's a
Okay.
Committee of the Whole House. So There is no point reading it. It's just to guide. Well, only that I'm not sure you have given me a copy. Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, you all have the interim report me, or will I call it interim? I don't even know what to call this one. This is a further and better report. You know, there is a further affidavit, further and better affidavit. So this is a further and better report of the Committee on Health for the consideration of the whole House. And particularly on sections 30, which is why we stand down. It was on section 30. Now, because we are going to take section 26 to 30 together, and 30 is inclusive in this, so we'll quickly look at the proposed amendment by this committee. They propose that the subcommittee, the subcommittee recommends that the phrase as specified in the schedule to this law be deleted, because that was the confusion that day, if you recall. So the now is that phrase should be deleted, and now substituted with the phrase of not less than 100,000 naira only, or imprisonment for a term of 6 months, or both. I think this is clear. So when we get to section 30, we also look at it. And their justification for it is that this amendment seeks to clearly define the penalty within the principal law, eliminating reliance on external schedules and ensuring clarity and enforceability. Rather than having it in the schedule, why not just have it in the body of the law? And that is what the subcommittee has done for us. Also, the committee, I don't know if there's anybody that has observation or any suggestion, further suggestion or further and better suggestion on that. Any further and better suggestion on that? If none, then yes, Honorable Tunde, okay. You say what? We are not there yet. So on section 30, on section what? When we get there. So amendment to section 31, page 5. No, I think we should do it this way. We are to consider 26 to 30 first. So we'll come back to 31 later. So let's go to our law itself. And I want to put the question that those in favor that sections 26, which border on inspection and supervision, section 27, which border on notice of compliance, section 28, which borders on power to cancel registration, section 29, which also borders on obstruction of duty authorized person from the agency. Of duly, because I know duty is not flowing. Obstruction of duly authorized person from the agency. And section 30, which borders on offenses. If you are in support that this House allow these sections to be part of this bill as amended, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Now to section 31, section 32, section 33, section 34, section 35, section 36, section 37, and section 38. We are going to look at them together. So if you have any observation on section 31 to 38, now you can begin to raise it. So Honorable Tunde, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Or do we, you say yours is 32?
Section 32.
Okay, let's take 31 first, okay. Then you come to 32. because there is a proposed amendment by the committee to section 31, and that is page 15, line 5. The subcommittee recommends that the phrase provided under the provisions of this law be deleted and replaced with the phrase as specified in section 32(8) of this law. So any comment on that? Any comment from any member? Observation on that?
Mr. Chairman, my observation is linked to that particular, the section that I want to comment on is being mentioned in this section 31.
Now,
So
can we let's have your opinion now.
All right, Mr. Chairman. Yes, my opinion about that section 32 sub 8 is that in this law, we are referring to individual and corporate body. But that section 32(8) is only referring to a person. So I want us to also, because the penalty there, the fine, is only talking about an individual. So I want us to include that of a corporate body in that particular section. Because if you look at this section 31, it's talking about, it's also referring to that entity. So we are only talking about the fine for an individual. We should also talk about the fine for a corporate body in that section 32 sub 8. So we can now, what I'm trying to, no, you understand what I'm trying to say?
I'm following you.
Yes. So that section 32 sub 8 now, any person contravening or failing to comply, penalty of a fine no less than 100,000 naira. Then in the case of a corporate body, then we define that fine also in that particular section 32 sub 8.
Complete it now. Propose.
Yes. All right. And because and in the case of a company, a fine of not less than 250,000 naira, we should put it there in that particular.
In the case of a corporate body.
Yes, in the case of a corporate body. So that it's not going to be limited to an individual. We should extend it to the entity.
Shall be liable.
Yes.
Abi? To 250,000 naira on conviction. Is that correct?
Yes, 250,000 naira.
All right, so we can now take it. So, meaning that section 32(1), we have no issue with it. Section 32(2), the only issue in that was taken care of by the original report, where we have to delete, when you look at line 3 of section 32, section 32(2), then line 3, you will see there is conviction to a fine of 2. Then 1, we have to delete 2 so that you have 1 million naira. Have you seen that? Dear colleagues, can you see what I'm referring to? Under section 32(2), in line 3, you have to remove the 2 immediately after of and before 1, to now read that any person who, for the purpose of procuring the registration of health facility, makes a false statement or presents any document which is false, shall be guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to a fine of 1 million naira. So remove 2 before, immediately after of and before 1 only, or 2 years imprisonment or both. I think that is clear. Then sub 3 remains, sub 4 remains, sub 5 to stand, sub 6 to stand, sub 7 to remain, while subsection 8 will now read, any person contravening or failing to comply with any of the provisions of this law, for which no penalty has been of which no provision is specified. Is provided. I'm coming now. So recommends that the phrase provided under the provision of this law be deleted and replaced with phrase as specified. Okay. So let's look at it again. Of which no penalty is specified in section 32. I think this is not correct. Committee member, can you explain what you mean under subsection 32(8)? Can you now read it how you want it to look like? Because I don't get you. As specified in section 32(8) of this law, no. Let's correct that section 32(8). Oh yeah, the four of you approach the chair. Four of you approach the chair. Come. It's a committee of the whole house, so no problem. Come, approach the chair. Thank you very much. So we have considered section 32(8). First, the Igbimelenumeri with the speaker, with the chairman, is of the opinion that we should delete subsection 2 of that bill, while we now have it as subsection 8 alone, no 2 again. So you now have any person contravening or failing to comply with any of the provisions of this law for which no penalty has been provided shall be guilty of an offense and liable to a fine of not less than 100,000 naira only, or imprisonment for 6 months, or both. In the case in the case of a corporate body, shall be liable to a fine of 250,000 naira upon conviction. Upon conviction. So, those in favor that section 31 and 32 to form part of this law, of this bill, say aye. That is as amended now. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. So, section 33. Clerk. Of the main report of the committee, so that we can, I know there are other proposals in the main report. So under the main report, now section 33, I don't think there is any issue with section 33. No issue with section 33, and no issue. Yes, I agree with you. No issue with section 34, and we don't have any issue with section 35. If you have any, please let me know. I'm taking them one after the other. Then section 36, there is opinion in the main report that section 36(1), that is in page 37, be amended by changing the phrase a period of 6 weeks with a period of 60 days, which is better, because sometimes when you say 6 weeks, you might not be able to truly understand the number of days. But with 60 days, it is clear. So let's effect that, unless there is further and better observation or suggestion. So section 36(1) will replace a period of 6 weeks with a period of 60 days under section 36. So also section 36 be amended to insert another subsection 2. There is no subsection, so we want to insert additional section, a subsection, and adjust the numbering accordingly. So you now have under section 36 a subsection that is protocol for burial / disposal of unknown or unclaimed persons as a subsection to section 36 of the bill. Then advertisement for such intention in a widely circulated newspaper, the advert shall give an 8-week notice of the day of the proposed mass burial / disposal of such bodies. In the case of known but unclaimed person, the identities of the deceased shall be disclosed. Leader, I hope we are safe. Is that not a case of undisclosed share? Or a known but undisclosed share? Thank you. ìwọ̀nba lèèyàn náà ń tóbi mọ́. All right. So we have section 36 incorporated with the amendments. Also section 37. I think we have no issue. No, section 37 is to be amended. Say at a time, kilo de? Section 37 be amended by inserting a new provision as subsection F to read as follows. Now this is a proposal, and please let's look at it clearly. To section 37 now F. You have a death is reportable to the coroner if A, death involves suspicion of crime, if there's a suspicion of murder, homicide, or foul play. B, death in custody or care. If a person dies while in official custody, such as police or prison custody. C, is it only 2 custody that we have? Why can't we? Because an express mentioning of one thing is to the exclusion of the other. If you have mentioned prison and police custody, what of other custodies? If a person die in juvenile home, what if a person die in other custody? Why don't we just add and or in DSS office? Is that not a custody? So I think it's either you list everything, or we now put additional what's it called? We add to it to accommodate other custody, so that we can show such as, where is it again? Such as police or prison custody and every other oh yeah, na mo rò pé fẹ́ bá mi parí ẹ̀ ni. Túndé okay? Honorable Yomi. I will mention names. Anybody that comes first will talk. Honorable Yomi, yeah.
The chairman, distinguished colleagues, can we not mention specifically custodies? Can we just use a general word, custodies?
Okay. So that we can just say death involving suspicion of crime. No. Death in custody or care.
Yes.
Even including care now, care can be hospital.
Yes.
So if a person dies while in official custody or care, hospital down for care. We must look at this one, very important. If a person dies while in the official custody of security agencies or in any known care what? Care homes. I think that's okay. Yes. Or care facilities, yes. So we do it this way. Death in custody or care facility is even better. Facility, let it just be there. So if a person dies while in the official custody or care facilities, I think that is better. Leave the such as. Then you can go into interpretation session to now say custody means any authorized custody and care and any authorized on. No, we don't. Just leave it at that. I think that's better. Yes. Any final statement on this now? This side. This side. Honorable Awoniyi.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir. Please, I will want you to come again, sir, so that.
Well, thank God, Honorable Hakeem Jami is not here. You will explain what come again means to you, sir. But he's not around. Okay. I just said that let's now rephrase it properly. That is, a death is reportable to the coroner if death occurs in custody or care facility. That's all. Thank you. If death occurred in custody or care facility, I think that settles it. So, Honorable Awoniyi, you gave me inspiration. Thank you to say I should come again. And I've come if death occurs in custody or care facility. Thank you very much. That's okay. Now, death in a healthcare facility who died in suspicious circumstances, deaths related to medical procedures, death occurring during or shortly after medical procedures, especially if there are complications, are often, if there are qualifications, remove are often reported. Remove that one. Preoperative deaths, death from surgery or complication from surgery. Accidental deaths, including road traffic accidents. Death from suicide or suspected suicide. Death from drowning. Death from poison or suspected poisoning, including drug overdose. Death in public institutions, which include death in a public place such as hotels and hostels. Occupational death. These include death in workplace, such as factories. Which one is and so on? No. Occupational death include death. These include death in workplaces. In workplaces. Workplaces could be anything. Instead of factories and so on. Which one is and so on? In workplaces. Death in workplaces. Remove such as. In workplaces. Remove such as deaths where the identity is unknown. If the disease identity cannot be established, the coroner officer may investigate. Death with a questionable medical cause. If a medical certificate cannot be issued or there is a doubt about the cause of death, it may need to be reported. Death with suspicions of neglect. If there is suspicion of neglect, including self-neglect, the death may be reported. I think we are okay with that. Section 37. Why I allow you to, if you have any further and better affidavit or further and better observation and suggestion, let me hear you, Honorable Today, okay? It's a committee of the whole house, so we have to judge your brain and come up with. Honorable Tude, okay, where are you? Yes, your further and better suggestion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, my observation has to do with the section 37 sub F as proposed. We have listed like almost 10 instances.
Just so go straight.
Yes, I want us to add another paragraph next to that end that will say and other instances as may be stipulated in the relevant law.
Coin it straight away.
Yes, that will be 37F.
L.
Can we use?
Abi? LMNO.
I'm even concerned with the.
Leave
with the paragraph.
just don't worry.
All right.
Just give me what you want.
All right.
I mean that's
yes.
your suggestion.
The last paragraph will now be and other instances.
Oh.
Yes.
And
other instances as may be stipulated in the relevant laws of the state.
That remove state. It can be anywhere.
Yeah, it can be anywhere. Yes.
In
other relevant laws.
In other relevant laws. I think that's better. If in case the state law does not make provision for it, you can make recourse to other laws. Federal Act is better that way. So, lastly, the suggestion is that and other instances as may be stipulated in other relevant laws. I think that's better. So, now we move to section 38. No, under section 37 again, there is a proposal that we should, the committee is proposing that the phrase with a 24-hour period be replaced with within 72 hours period. 72 hours period. So we replace 24 hours period under subsection 1 of section 37 with within 72 hours period. Instead of 24 hours period, within 24 hours period. Also, let's go to section 38 under citation. To amend citation section, be amended to replace the year 2024 with 2025. So you change year 2024 to year 2025. Also on page 43, under schedule 2, subparagraph 712. So we take the new report to fill in all the gaps as contained. Thank you very much. So on that note, I take section 36, section 37, section 38. And those in favor that see these sections of this bill form part of this law, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. And having done that, we have completed the business of the Committee of the Whole House on this particular bill. When we concluded other matters listed, we can now report to the Committee of the Whole House. But dear colleagues, considering the enormity of assignment and functions ahead of us, I would rather want us to step down other items so that we can go back to plenary session and report the quality of healthcare bill to the plenary, unless the leader of the house believes there are other matters that need urgent attention today. But if none, then we can go back to the plenary.
I concur.
What are you concurring?
Right, Honorable Speaker. In view of your proposal, I would like to move the motion that this House resolves back to plenary, reverse to plenary, so as to take the resolutions of the considerations of the bill on quality of healthcare.
Thank you very much, Honorable Tony Kehinde Adaramodu. Yes, do you also concur? Second the motion.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Tony Kehinde Adaramodu. I hereby second the motion as moved by the leader of the House. Thank you.
And those in favor that the House do dissolve to plenary, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Yes. And I also call Honorable Tudeoke to give us the report of the Committee of the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear colleagues, I'm Honorable Babatude representing the Ikere Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, at the Committee of the whole House, we deliberated on the report submitted by the House Committee on Health, and all the necessary amendments have been deliberated upon and agreed upon at the Committee of the whole House. And also, we have also stepped down other items at the committee level to allow us to resolve back to the plenary. That is the report, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Can I also ask Honorable Idowu Odebumi to confirm if that is the true reflection of what transpired at the Committee of the whole House?
Thank you. Capacity, Right Honorable Speaker. Distinguished Honorable colleagues, I still remain my humble self, Honorable Comrade Idowu Odebumi, representing the good people of Oye Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I rise to confirm the reports. I hereby confirm the report of Honorable Tudeoke that what he has just said is a true reflection of what's discussed at the...
All right, those in favor that the report as given by Honorable Tudeoke and also confirmed by Honorable Idowu Odebumi was actually the true reflection of what transpired at the Committee of the whole House should say aye. Those in favor, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. On that note, I also want to state that the Committee of the whole House agree at our committee level on our sitting of May 29, Thursday, May 29, and also at our sitting of June 2nd, that sections 1, the bill, Quality of Care Bill 2025, was thoroughly considered, and the House agreed that the title of the bill to read a bill for a law to provide for the establishment of the health care standards and inspectorate office and other matters connected therewith. And having considered particularly the reports, because there are two reports of the Committee on Health and this further and better report again, and upon consideration of the debates on this bill, also the public hearing, the House agreed, together with amendments, that Section 1, interpretation, Section 2, establishment of the health care standard and inspectorate office, Section 3, composition of steering committee, Section 4, objectives of the office, Section 5, functions of the office, Section 6, powers of the office, Section 7, conditions for applying for certificate of standard, Section 7, fund of the office, Section 9, meetings, Section 10, director of the healthcare standard and inspectorate office, Section 11, quarterly reports, Section 12, register, Section 13, custody of register, Section 14, alteration of the register. Section 15, power to co-opt. Section 16, power of the commissioner to give directives. Section 17, registration of health facilities. Section 18, condition for registration. Section 19, appeal to commissioner against the office decision. And Section 20, monitoring compliance with standard. Those in favor that these sections, as read out in line with the amendment made, be part of this bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Also, Section 21, certificate of standard. Section 22, renewal of certificate of standard. Section 23, display of certificate. Section 24, management of the health facility or establishment. Section 25, power of the commissioner to regulate fees. Section 26, inspection and supervision. Section 27, notice of compliance. Section 28, power to cancel registration. Section 29, obstruction of duly authorized persons from the agency. Section 30, offenses. Those in favor that Section 26 to Section 30, which was deliberated upon and amendment made, and those amendments form part of these sections. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. And as we are considering this bill, I am perceiving something very fresh. Very fresh. I am not going to mention it now. All right. Section 31, penalties. Section 32, power and attendance of objectives. No. Power and attainment of objectives by the office. Section 33, supervisory control over the office. Section 34, departments of the office. Section 35, mass burial of unclaimed bodies. Section 36, health facilities, morale tracking. Health facilities, morale tracking register. Section 37, repeal. And Section 38 is citation. Amendments were made at the Committee of the Whole House, having read through and considered the report of the Committee of the Whole House, who conducted public hearing after a debate, thorough debate by members of this House. I now put the question that those in favor that this section form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Fawekun, Oshimada, Gbawakuro Leron. Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, I call on the clerk to take the third reading of this bill.
Thank you, the Speaker of the Seventh Assembly, other parliamentarians. Ekiti State Quality of Care Bill 2025, third reading.
What's that? Quality of Health Care Bill. Madam Clerk, take it again. Take.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, other parliamentarians of the Seventh Assembly. Ekiti State Quality of Care Bill.
Health Care.
Okay. Ekiti State Quality of Health Care Bill.
Yes, it's part of the amendment we made.
Okay.
Quality of
health care.
Quality of health care. Quality of health care. It was part of what we did.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
So, Ekiti State, dear colleagues, let me start by appreciating you before I also say that it has been read. I must appreciate you for the wonderful job, particularly the industry's dexterity, put in place in considering this bill. When this bill came to us, the first reading, about almost 6 months now, it went through a thorough debate where members, I recall that the bill was thoroughly debated, opinions, and we don't have any option than to subject it to subcommittee of the House to go and look at it. And committee on health, we are saddled with that responsibility. The responsibility that I can say and attest to was duly carried out by also engaging the public. There was a public hearing and there were other sessions. Of course, as a result of this, they even went around the entire state to head facilities in the state to be abreast of what we are doing. They moved around the entire state, come back, and they wrote a report. The report was presented to the plenary. And at plenary again, plenary also committed their report to the committee of the whole House. And at the committee of the House, the report was considered. And you recall, the first consideration, we set up another subcommittee to go and look into the report of the committee. And the report of the committee was also scrutinized again by these subcommittees who came with further and better report. The report was also considered at the committee of the whole House. The committee of the whole House also again moved back to report to plenary. And at plenary, we also look at the bill, section by section upon section, and members, having considered all the amendment proposed and made further amendments, members at the plenary approved that the bill could now pass through the third reading. Their colleagues and our people and Ekiti people. After that, the bill was read the third time. Now I can say the bill has now been passed into law, awaiting Mr. Governor's assent. Thank you very much. Now, other matters except the adjournment had already been stepped down. But let me also remind us or refresh our memory that on Wednesday, the 28th day of May, the House met and there was a motion that was moved. The motion was on the fact that in commemorating our second year of office or the second anniversary, that as part of the activities to mark the second anniversary, that we should hold a special public plenary session. And the House, in one voice, voted in favor, and a resolution passed that this House hold a special plenary session in a public place. But you will recall there was no mention of the public place where the sitting will be held, and there was no mention to the venue. And Dinos, I want to call on the leader of the House to move a motion now for the House to have a specific place. Or you have an order. Okay, your order.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and thank you, my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate you for taking us back to our resolution. Right Honorable Speaker, in pursuant to Order 1, Rule 2, which gives this House the power to regulate its procedure, and also Order 5, Rules 18, 1, 2, 3, which gives Mr. Speaker the discretionary right to determine the venue, time, and date for our plenary. I want to invoke these two orders by moving a motion that this Honorable House, in view of achieving our interests, to take our special plenary to our people, to convene the special session of this house at the Fajuyi Pavilion, Wednesday, 10 a.m. I so move. Right, Honourable Speaker.
Any seconder? Okay. Honorable Babatunde Fawekun, popularly known as Awoyokun.
Thank you. Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I am Babatunde Abiodun Fawekun. I represent Idosi Constituency 1. I rise to second the motion as moved by the majority leader that the House convene its special plenary section at the Fajuyi Pavilion. So I second. At 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Thank you.
Very much. That is a motion. Any counter motion? Any counter motion? Okay, in view of the fact that there is no counter motion, I may allow anybody to also speak in support of the motion. It's a motion that you can speak in support. Or I put the question straight. Anybody that wants to speak in support of it? Yes, Honorable Tunde Idowu.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir. Distinguished colleagues of Ekiti State House of Assembly, I am Honorable Tunde Idowu. I represent Ikere Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, in our last sitting, we have contributed to the fact that to showcase what we have been doing, to tell Ekiti people that we have been working here in the Halo Shimba to make sure that the state is at peace and there is development. We've decided to move our plenary, special plenary for that matter, to Fajuyi Park, a public place where our people will be able to see what we are doing here. I think, Mr. Speaker, I feel the pulse of all my colleagues, and I have come to conclusion that this motion, this interest, this move has gone well with everybody, and we are in support that we should move our special plenary to Fajuyi Park coming Wednesday and invite our people to come and see the way we carry out our legislative functions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Add some probably like a foreign voice to this. The only Americana in our midst, the Tryon, Honorable Tryon. Honorable, are you adequate? Yes, we want to hear your voice. Thank you. You're welcome back, man.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, my name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, this move, the motion as moved by the leader, is a bold and it's a reasonable one. The opportunity to give our people to see us how we deliberate, to take our plenary to them. As we know, this chamber cannot fit more than maybe like 100 people, but by the time we sit in Fajuyi Pavilion, it will take up to 1,000 or more people. The whole world will see what we do, and then they will understand how important and how much work we do. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Adegbite. And more than that is for the people to also be part of what we do, to also tell us what they need from government, and also to further inform them about what we do, and particularly our representation, and also to get their also goodwill messages to the House for 2 years. And if there is area they think Ekiti would need to know more or things to be done, they have the opportunity on that day to also speak, because it's a special plenary session where we can speak and they too can speak on that day. So it's on that note, I put the question, but this time you are going to vote with your part. That those in favor that this House adjourn sitting to a special plenary session, or for a special plenary session to Fajuyi Pavilion, right at the heart of Fajuyi, very close to Mushua and very close to Obafemi Awolowo Civic Center, well described and a good description of where we are sitting. And at 10 a.m., it is only those in favor that will press yes. But those against, you can also press nay. Voting starts now. All right, 16 people voted, and the 16 also say yes. The plenary be adjourned to hold at Fajuyi Pavilion at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the 4th day of June 2025. 0, nobody says no, no person abstain. On that note, the ayes have it. So, may I state that the next plenary session shall hold at Fajuyi Pavilion on Wednesday, the 4th day of June 2025 at 10 a.m. to commemorate the 2nd year of office of the members of the 7th Assembly, where members of the public will be allowed to participate in this special plenary session. May I also announce to us that the governor of Ekiti State, Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji, will be in attendance on that day, together with members of the State Executive Council. Some of our traditional leaders will be in attendance. Some of our religious leaders will be in attendance. Some of our former governors will also be in attendance. We have some of our major and critical stakeholders in Ekiti State that will be in attendance. Above all, special people. And I know Ekiti people are very special. A whole lot of them will be coming from our various constituencies. I'm aware that members of this house, your friends, except for Ijero, who I believe will also have both foes and friends as the representative of the good and the bad. I believe the bad people should also witness it, not just the good people you are representing, since you represent everybody. But I know that from every constituencies, we will have our people in their large numbers to attend on that day at the special plenary session. So, the sitting of this house is ever moved to Fajuyi Pavilion on Wednesday, the 4th day of June 2025 at 10 a.m. Thank you and God bless. Leader of the House.
Honorable Fatula.
Oh, that's adjournment. Don't mind me. I was about asking for another adjournment. On that note, the House arise. Thank you. We can meet at Speaker's office now for the rest. Speaker's office.